checked that as an omen. So I was like, well, let's see if I can get something. I didn't get anything on my last delivery, so I was like, wow. I guess I'll just call tonight and work early tomorrow during the day. It'll be a Sunday, so it should be relatively relaxed. Starting to get to like 70s, middle of the day now. And if you're wondering, yes, that's enough to still make people stay inside. 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, yeah, they stay inside. They just open their windows and stay inside. That's what I do. Take a nap. Let's just go that way. Oh, it was right here. I think it was right here. I'm gonna craving a burger. I can make my own. I need to buy the freaking charcoal grill. I got some Angus burgers I still need to cook up. I tried like in the freaking oven and toaster oven and just it just didn't work. I want the combo. So as far as like more rappers, like can't really think of them anymore. They're not in my head anymore. After I went to college, all that stuff went to the wayside. So I always get mad. I was like, man, I should never went to college. We got a lot of stuff. I always get sad whenever I do remember stuff. Oh, it's just like I heard the freaking R&B song. And what? And I heard a singer. His name was Uncle Sam. Oh man, I can't use my Google Pay anymore. Probably gotta update that. Uninstall it and reinstall it. I've noticed that about some of this stuff. They must have changed something. Oh dang. It's okay though. Bye. just get a... Yeah, I know, much people make fun of me, Subway sandwich, but never killed me. So, let's see if it still allows me to use Google Pay. Huh? Come on. Yeah, whenever I have the bad omen, I always get to-go food. Gotta appease the gods. I did something bad. They're mad at me. Please forgive me. Since I do food delivery, I must give back to the businesses. Alright. And it is a go. Where did my music stop? Alright, Ripley's Rescue. Alright. Alright, so as far as like movies, there are movies out there I do like. I obviously told you the pinball one, so obviously, you know, I like that franchise. But tonight, I've been feeling the bug. I am going to go home and watch the second movie, Aliens. At first, I used to be thrilled to see it. And then after being in the military and doing special operation flight missions, support, whatever, I was like, man, it's legit now. I love watching it. Yeah, I love Ripley's scene where she rescues everyone. She's hardcore, man. She's all hardcore about it. Because, you know, she knows what's going to happen. You know, acidic blood, but she knows that they are the only lifeline for them to actually have a chance of living. So she throws herself into the fray. Such a good scene. And the cool thing about it is Hollywood has never ever replicated that scene again. That is a one and only scene. And I like how she conveys her fear on screen. She looks, yeah, in combat situations, yeah, people, you see fear in their eyes, man. And then training kicks in. But for others, no, they just scream and bawl and start crying like, that dang it. Yeah, just stay down there, keep your head down, don't move, you might make it. So I was actually thinking about the missions I did, and I actually wasn't a part of history for that war because we did missions for, you would not believe it, the UK, Her Royal Majesty's Chancellor. We flew her around in Iraq, going to her little BP meetings. But at one of them we landed, and out came a Chinese firm, and I was like, oh my Lord. So all the propaganda about us going to Iraq for oil, no, that's a lie, dude. The Europeans and the Chinese were getting all that oil, and we let them. Because I know for a fact almost in the middle of that country, was a huge Chinese oil rig, and they were very trained at our helicopter sounds. So we actually went up to like 8,000 feet, and when they gave us these cool leveling binoculars. They said, "You go ahead and watch it. We need to confirm something with you." I said, "Oh hell yeah, I don't care. I'll give you the data." I said, "That's kind of my MOS." They're like, "Yeah, that's why we bring you." Like, "Oh, all right, get to do some recon. Let's do it." So, sure enough, yeah, there were Chinese nationals on their base, and they were trying their fastest to get down the Chinese flag so we wouldn't be able to see it, but they weren't fast enough. The cable snapped, so the flag just went flying in the wind. We all started laughing, like, yeah, it's kind of hard to hide that now. But this was after we dropped her off at our last meeting, and then we flew. And the pilots wanted to, because they said they heard the rumors, and command learned that my job, chemical operations specialist, entails recon. So they said, well, I mean, they said, "Do you have a qualified guy for a recon mission?" So go ahead. So that's yeah. They used me for a lot of those types of missions, and they wouldn't tell me until afterwards. And I just shake my head like idiots. I said, "You should have told me. I could have done better." Anywho, so yes, we got that. And the pilot said, "Hey, let's see how long it takes to do a loop around this before we start getting calls." Yeah, and sure enough, just like those the maritime videos, you see those Chinese boats and those calls they make, and U.S. military, this is a Chinese facility. Yeah, they started doing that to us on our radios. And what shocked us was they figured out what frequency we were on, because we had an open air radio, so. That kind of freaked me out, and I just told them, I was like, "Are any of you like broadcasting?" And they're like, "No." I was like, "That's crazy." I said, "They must be doing a scramble broadcast." In other words, they're trying to figure out what frequency I'm about, you pinging them back or something. I don't know. I don't know how radio waves work, but there's a manner at doing stuff, and then they can receive your radio waves for detection. That's all electronic warfare. I was a door gunner, so I didn't have to go to that. So yeah, with my own 2 eyes, I know for a fact we were not there for the oil. Actually, there was a Texas oil firm over there doing humanitarian work with Iraqis, because before the war they lit a lot of the oil wells on fire. And yeah, sure, yeah, there was a long line of black smoke on certain areas of the country. Just like, man, this is crazy. Sometimes it's just a little trail. Sometimes it's churning out black smoke, like that. But this Texas oil firm was coming over, and because no one could figure out how to stop the fires, you know. So they figured it out. And you're gonna laugh how they figured it out. They were able to control time detonations with dynamite, and the dynamite would extinguish the flame. So, oh no, it was natural gas. Natural gas. It was natural gas. So it wasn't that smoke. There wasn't that much smoke. It was just like gray smoke. But I always remember whenever we did a mission, if I knew if we were heading out to Iran, towards Iran in the middle of the night, you could always see to the damn near east, because it's all a mountain range once you hit the Iran border. And I don't know why, but there's a huge oil fire out there. And if you come within like 150 miles of it, you can see it with night vision goggles. You can see the light of the flame, and it's huge. It's like, man, I thought it was the city. I was like, man, they must be having a freaking good time in that city. That everyone was like, no, that's a huge oil fire. So they said, do you want to see it? I was like, yeah, sure. So we went up to like 9,000 feet. Yeah, sure enough, it was huge, man. I took my MVGs off. Yeah, you can see a little fire dot. Like, oh man, that's crazy. Yeah, I remember that last night. I was like, man, I wonder what they ever did with that fire. Because right now, you know, they're running out of water. It's like, well, I know why they're running out of water, because no one does it. No one follows. Well, doesn't it? No, they do stuff. No one follows up on the stuff that they did. So. Yeah, I remember that. So. Now you're probably sitting there wondering, well, why would UK royalty be out there? If you don't know, the royalty is still, in a sense, trying to extinguish the royal money. Yeah, if you don't believe that's literally what funds their whole UK kingdom, I guess. Their UK territory. I don't know. I kind of laugh, like, wow, at least the royals are still using their money in some manner to make money. So yeah, that's right. I flew around in a helicopter with briefcases of royal money in there. Her Royal Majesty's Chancellor didn't like me taking out my gun either. Yeah, because some of the places, yeah, their troops would come out and pull perimeter defense. And so I was like, oh, awesome. So I'd stand out there in my 9mm. Everyone's laying on the ground. Here I am just standing up looking around. Yeah, they would always give me a thumbs up. I'd just give it right back to them. Just do a cross on my heart and then point out one of them. They start laughing. Oh, another cool thing was we went to a UK base. And I found it awkward, but when the guy came up to me, instead of saluting, he put his weapon out. So I stood there for a minute like, what the hell's going on? Does he want me to take his weapon? I was like, oh! So I was like, oh, hold on. So I had to go in and get out my rifle because, you know, we're in flight. Everything's secured. Hey, look at the train. I got it. I was hoping to get that too. And yeah, we touched weapons, and then after that, everyone was cool. Like we had no problems with anyone after that. But when it came to eating their food and eating in their lunch area, no one sat with us. They left us alone. Whenever I point out their food, they just said, "No, you won't like that. Just get the spaghetti. That you don't like the spaghetti." I started laughing. I was like, "Yeah, we'd be doing the same thing to you if you came over and you started asking to eat chicken. We'd be telling you, nah, don't get the chicken. Just get a burger or get a hot dog. Don't trust the chicken." Zombified meat, always dry, man. Gotta literally dip the chicken in water before you eat it. Ah, I didn't come to the right place. Okay. Go get me sandwich. Like I said, I gotta break the curse. Yeah, I even asked the worker. The girl was like, because you know the bag was closed. I said there's supposed to be a Sunday. Is a Sunday in the bag? Yeah, it's in there. Oh my gosh. So not in a sense, she didn't want to tell me that they aren't making Sundays or can't make it because they wanted to sell. Otherwise, I bet that day would have canceled it. Which isn't, it's what is right, but just always pisses me off when people workers gotta lie to make their whatever job requirements is about profits. That's all those jobs are. If you're wondering why I'm not trying to like work there. Yeah, I did become a bartender, but at least I'll be a bartender. Alright, I'll talk to y'all later.